And we're live.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever time it is for you right now. Just know that you are locked in until the point with
Skip.
and the King. You guys know where to find Simon already. Running the Point, Amazon.ca. You guys know where to find us on Facebook, YouTube. I'm sure you guys are watching us.
If
Make
you
sure
don't,
go check
if
us
you
out.
don't, just check out the description of this video. All the links that you need are there.
Bada boom, bada bing, baby.
Also on the audio, it should be there as well.
Okay. Skip. Let's get
What you got for me?
to the point. Okay, so now that we're reeling off and just coming off the finale of the 2019 NBA season,
The
Kawhi
Raptors-
Leonard.
The Raptors championship season, you mean?
I know you love saying that. So now that Kawhi has won and he's realized that I have a team, and what did he say the other day? He knew right from training camp that this team could win. And then also with the opposing team, the Golden State Warriors, losing Kevin Durant to a ruptured Achilles. Hopefully he gets better. Hopefully you see him come back. And then seeing Klay Thompson go down with a torn ACL injury. The landscape of the NBA has changed. I'm still sticking to the fact that Kawhi is going to stay.
I mean, if he's not going to stay now, he was never going to stay at all. That's clear at this point.
What happens in Niagara Falls stays in Niagara Falls. I also do believe KD and Klay will stay in Golden State because they really don't have a choice. Make 30-something million just to sit down and relax and get paid and come back stronger the next year.
They have a choice, but yeah, it makes a lot of sense to stick around at this point.
And the year they are going to come back, Skip, something happened the other day, guys. Something between two Western Conference teams.
Mm-hmm.
Something we saw coming, which was supposed to happen and caused a huge fiasco for a few teams earlier in the season. Skip, can you tell everybody what happened?
Well, obviously, the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis, traded Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, the 4th overall pick. Josh Hart, I think, was in the trade. Am I missing anybody, Ryan?
3 first-round picks as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, all the first rounders, which is quite the haul, let's just say, for David Griffin.
All the way straight through to 2024.
Yeah, I think obviously you're going to trade the players, you're going to trade the pick, but I think getting those unprotected picks down the road or semi-protected or whatever they are.
The last one's protected.
There are a lot of picks in this deal. There's like pick swaps in this deal. So at some point, if the Lakers implode, if something goes wrong, the Pelicans are going to be sitting pretty. And I really like this trade for New Orleans. I don't know about Los Angeles. I mean, sure you got AD, sure you got LeBron. LeBron's 35. He's got a lot of miles in that body. We saw what happened to that last year. AD is a player who's been on good teams and he's never been able to push them through in the Western
He's been
Conference.
on one good team.
Well, no, I just mean he's been on teams with some guys. Like he had Drew, he had
Bledsoe, he had Randall, he had
a bunch of guys.
a bunch of guys.
Those teams never went anywhere. So this isn't necessarily he's a great player, but I don't know if he's a Kawhi push your team to the next level kind of star. And the Lakers roster is completely barren around him. I mean, you look down and it's like, okay, so you got LeBron, you got AD, you got cap
Kuzma.
space,
You
got Kuzma, and then you got
$23 million in cap space.
and then you got what? Alex Caruso? Like I don't know. What else? Yeah.
My hairline's better than his.
Ugliest guy in the NBA, but nothing wrong with that.
Balding happens. Balding happens. Okay.
No, I mean, and obviously I think the Lakers will be fine, but we thought they were going to be fine last year, and we saw where that ended up. And I think even if the young guys don't work out, even if Ingram's health issue ends up being more serious than anticipated, I think the Pelicans can. There's a lot of ways for the Pelicans to win this deal.
Oh, they already have this deal.
Have won it, you mean?
Yeah, they already stole this. Can I say one thing? I don't know if I messaged you the other night and I told you right after the trade. And I told a couple people I know, as soon as the trade happened and they asked me about it, I told him, I was like, well, now when you look at the Lakers roster, like you just touched upon,
Yeah.
now when you look at it, where are they really lacking? At the point guard. Who's an available point guard this year?
Well, they just don't have any guards at all.
Who's an available point guard this year?
Kemba?
Kemba Walker. I believe he can go to the Lakers. But that's all here.
Walk it back a second, because they've only got $23 million.
Kemba Walker back in a second?
Yeah, Walker it back a second. They've only got $23 million in cap space right now, which isn't enough for a max guy.
Oh.
So rumor has it they're trying to move Mo Wagner and a couple other guys out. I don't even know the names of some of these guys, like Isaac Bonga, I think was one. I might be saying that wrong. I don't know.
Don't insult the man's name, Skipper.
It's just one of those things where it's the Lakers doing Laker things, and that maybe 20 years ago that was a good thing, but these days I don't know if you want to be doing Laker things. Like you're making a massive trade, and then you really have no idea what you're doing with your cap space or how you're going to clear enough cap space to get your next guy. And maybe a bunch of guys end up staying with their own teams. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen for sure
now
yet.
deter them from going there.
But, I mean, how are they going to get to where they need to go from here? You can spend all that $23 million on a second-tier guy, a guy who's not quite a max guy, and then how are you going to fill out your roster? Like, you're going to get minimum salary guys? I don't really quite see how this is going to work out for the Lakers. Obviously, AD, LeBron, the idea is you just go and you take the lead.
The idea is good, and Rich Paul is somewhere sitting down laughing, going,
But I don't know. I like the team building strategy that David Griffin has with the Pelicans.
With the Pelicans, I think they definitely won that trade. Now, for the rest of the NBA, Skipper, like I touched on earlier about Kawhi staying in Toronto, which I said many months ago. Apparently now, go ahead, you want to laugh? Skip's favorite team, Skip's favorite city, the Boston Celtics, Kyrie Irving has apparently ghosted them.
He's off
on contract negotiations.
Off to the Nets, theoretically.
Most likely.
Yeah.
And also, the 5-time All-Star, Al Horford, has opted out of his contract. Now, with that situation going on over there, Skip, what do you think about this? And don't laugh at Boston. Please don't.
Honestly, so I want to laugh at Boston, and I want to say, like, look at them failing miserably.
Go ahead and laugh, man. Go ahead.
mean, it is kind of funny because they had all this bravado about how we're the best, and now everyone's leaving them. They're breaking up. They're like a relationship that went bad. But I can't really laugh at them because Kyrie was a cancer for them anyway. So if Kyrie leaves, I mean, they're disappointed from an asset.
I don't call it cancer anymore. I call it LeBron. Please.
Yeah. Well, like from an asset perspective, it's bad to lose a guy as good as Kyrie, but I don't know if he really makes the Celtics that much better because they don't like him. And so if he's going to go, he's going to go, and he's probably going to go chuck up a bunch of points with the Nets and also corrupt that locker room.
Trying to be the man.
Well, because the Nets, again, you get another guard on that Nets team. A guard is not what the Nets need. The Nets need bigs. But
that'll hurt the Nets because D'Angelo Russell will have to leave.
Yeah, they're going to lose D'Angelo. I don't understand that aspect of it. But anyway.
It doesn't make sense.
But then you go down to Horford, and at first you laugh because Boston can't keep Horford. And then you realize why Boston can't keep Horford, which is that he wants a 4-year contract, and they're not willing to go past 3.
Yeah, well, look at his age.
I mean, look how old he is. He already looks like he's slowing down. I don't know what is he, 32?
He's around your age.
He might be even older than 32. I don't know. But he looks like he's slowing down. I wouldn't give him a 4-year contract. Danny Ages is stupid. So, at the end of the day, the Celtics' championship aspirations went bust, and they're not quite the team that everyone said they were. But the fact that everyone's leaving them now, I mean, they're still going to be kind of this low-seeded playoff team, very young, lots of talent. I don't think they're crying in their shoes.
They lost out because of AD. They lost it on the AD sweepstakes. They lost they're going to lose Al Horford.
Yeah.
They're going to lose Kyrie Irving.
I mean, but you could say they lost out, but I'm just saying they're playing it safe. They're playing it slow and steady.
And now for the rest of the Eastern Conference, we didn't even get to talk about this earlier. Milwaukee might be in some shambles there. They have two key players that might leave.
I think they're negotiating with Middleton. Middleton opted out, but they're negotiating. They're going to try and keep
Middleton
him.
wants a 4-year deal or a max deal.
Yeah,
Brooke Lopez, also a free agent.
he's probably gone. Yeah.
Back to my original point, we'll talk about this, about the Raptors actually getting a better chance because of all this. Because now when you also look at what team scared you in the playoffs when it came to the Raptors, Skip, in the Eastern Conference?
I was scared of Milwaukee more than anybody.
I thought you were scared of Philly.
Well, looking back, I should have been more scared of Philly because Philly
You said
really
this.
showed up.
You said this a few weeks ago.
Really showed up.
So now Tobias Harris can
Yeah.
leave. He hasn't given confirmation whether he's going to opt in or opt out. Jimmy Butler now,
Yep.
the most dysfunctional player in the league, other than LeBron. Apparently, right now, I don't know if you heard, Skip, but Houston is aggressively pursuing him
Yeah, I heard
for
that.
next season.
I don't know what that means, though. I mean, Houston's got their own problems right now with the Chris Paul and the James Harden beef that supposedly is a thing. I don't know why Jimmy Butler want to go to another dysfunctional locker room when he can just stay in Philly, and they could run that team back and they can be great. They're gonna need like one of their draft picks to hit, like just to get some kind of a bench. But that 5-man starting unit gave the Raptors all kinds of problems. And once Ben Simmons starts making those layups or those mid-ranges,
Once he get a shot.
yeah, like a 12-footer. Once he gets those 12-footers down, they'll be dangerous, and they're already dangerous with Embiid. So I think Jimmy and Tobias should just stay where they are. I would understand if Philly didn't want to pay Tobias Harris because he's, based on what I saw in the playoffs, he's not a max player. But
No, he's not. But
Jimmy
he's going to
Butler,
want more.
but Jimmy Butler's a max player, and if I'm Philly, I think I'm trying to bring him back. And if I'm Jimmy Butler, I don't know why I'm leaving that situation to go to a locker room that's a complete mess in Houston.
Okay.
But that brings us back to the Chris Paul situation.
This is what I was going to ask you about, Skip. Now, in the state of the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. Apparently, I was reading today and I found out the issue with the whole Chris Paul James Harden situation was James Harden went into the front office and said, "You have to pick one of us."
Mm-hmm.
Which is where Chris Paul got upset, and you don't want to piss off the president of the NBA Players Union. Not a good look. So now they have to decide between the two of them, and obviously they're gonna take James Harden.
Yeah.
But with the contract that Chris Paul has, is there any possible? Because we found out today they talked to New York,
Yeah,
the Knicks, and the Knicks declined the offer. Is
His
there
contract-
anybody else in the league who has a contract like that where they can switch and who might be more positive for the Rockets?
So his contract is $123 million, give or take, over
Yep.
3 years, which is really exorbitant for anyone really to just absorb. So you're gonna have to see some major contract coming back in any trade for Chris Paul.
Yep.
One theory that I've seen bandied about is what if you got together with the T-Wolves and did something for Andrew Wiggins? It's a little bit of a stretch, but obviously, so Wiggins.
Are their
makes-
contracts similar?
Wiggins makes about the same amount of money over 4 years, so it's spread out a little more. Obviously, he's a much worse player, but he's a much younger player.
So there's a better upside?
I don't even know if there's that much upside with Wiggins anymore. But at a certain point, if Chris Paul and James Harden can't get along, then maybe you get him a worse player to put us up. Like it's not a good deal for the Rockets. But maybe you dream on Wiggins figuring something out. Maybe you just say, all right, go in the corner and spot up for three. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I think for Minnesota, I think you have to take that trade because it shortens up your commitment. You're still paying the same amount of money, but it shortens up your commitment, gets you a point guard to pair with Towns. Maybe you can make a run this year, next year.
Make a decent run.
Yeah, I mean they're not gonna win the title, but you know they're not going anywhere with Towns and Wiggins. So if I'm Minnesota, I think that's actually a better deal for Minnesota, and I would wonder what they would have to throw into the deal, which sounds crazy because we're talking about a 34-year-old washed-up point guard. Or what's Paul? 35, 34?
33.
33, 34?
33. State Farm.
Yeah.
You know he'll be there.
Anyway, I think Paul for Wiggins is something that people are going to be floating. Some variation, some iteration of that deal.
So, if that works out well for Minnesota, and Minnesota can make a run, would you say they are a mediocre team, such as the Utah Jazz, who just made some noise today? Was it today or last night?
I don't know why you're calling them a mediocre team.
In the Western Conference, that's a mediocre team.
Well, yeah, they lost in the first round, but they're a good little team.
They're a very good team.
And with Conley, they can make some noise. I'm not.
And who did they give up for Conley, Skip?
Grayson. So it was Grayson Allen.
Kyle Korver, a.k.a. Ashton Kutcher.
Jay Crowder, who's my absolute least favorite player in the NBA.
You hate him so much.
Probably just because he played for Boston and Cleveland
and then he played here. Oh no, he didn't play.
I just think he's so overrated. Isn't quite the right word, but I think he's not very good at what he does. Let's put it that way.
What does this mean for the Utah Jazz or the Memphis Grizzlies going forward?
Well, Memphis is kind of trying to retool. I'm sure they're going to be it depends if they bring JV back, but they'll be a sub 500 team. They're trying to figure things out next year, patch it together. Utah, on the other hand, Utah is pretty interesting because
very interesting.
You put Conley with Donovan Mitchell. I'm not a huge Donovan Mitchell fan because I think he's pretty inefficient.
I like him.
He takes too many shots. Hopefully, Conley can help him not take too many shots, and they can have a little bit more of a fluid offense. And then obviously they've got the big guys down low, Gobert.
Yep.
Good defense. I think they could be a factor definitely next year because obviously Golden State's not going to be the same, and who's the threat in the Western Conference? If Houston's falling apart, Golden State's not the same. We got the Lakers.
I'd say the Pelicans.
Well, okay, no, Pelicans not that fast, but yeah, it's the Lakers.
I'd still also say Denver, and I'd still say
Jazz,
the Clippers.
Denver's in good position.
But these are all hinging.
Clippers,
these are all hinging on the free agent market.
The Clippers. It's all about whether Kawhi goes there, and maybe we should loop back to the Kawhi thing because
yes, because
I'm
this
not
was the whole
so
point.
Good about that right now.
This was the whole point about the first question I got to ask Skip, that I asked Skip earlier, and I'm asking you guys now that Kawhi has won the championship.
Yeah.
We just went into how the things that happened recently. But the overall effect, the overall magnitude of Kawhi winning this championship and possibly staying here north of the 52nd parallel on this side of the border, what does this do for the rest of the league, Skip?
If he stays?
Yeah. You think all these things that we've been hearing about so-and-so going here, so-and-so going there, so-and-so going there, so-and-so going there,
well, obviously,
do you think all that changes now?
Well, it just hurts the Clippers because Clippers have him number one on their board. I don't really think anyone else has him on the board, and I don't know how it affects any other
the
team.
Lakers said they're going to pursue him.
Yeah, the Lakers are going to try, but I don't think they're going to get him. And then you look at the Knicks and KD, it's kind of the same thing, where KD staying with the Warriors potentially only really hurts the Knicks, who maybe thought they had a shot. But this is all conjecture.
Poor Nick.
This whole week, it's so much fun. We get to talk about where all the free agents are going.
Yeah.
But none of us knows anything. So
because tomorrow night is the NBA draft.
Yeah.
We will cover that next week for you guys. Me and Skip aren't really too much into college ball, but we know some of the stuff that's going on. We'll cover that for you. We also want to cover the free agency for you guys. Skip, we also forgot to talk about one thing when it came to the AD trade, the most integral part. The 4th overall pick that they got.
Oh, I thought you were going to say LeVar Ball.
Oh, LeVar. Okay, hold on. You messed me up for a second. Listen, I heard the other day in an interview he said, the reason why I said Lonzo will never go to New Orleans and it would never happen is because the Lakers don't like me and they wanted it to happen to spite me.
This guy's just
Which was absolutely hilarious. He was like,
himself.
he's saying, I made it happen by doing. That's hilarious. That's some great showmanship. By the way, you're full of ish.
Yeah, that's not showmanship. That's megalomania, I think they call that. Yeah. That's something
the
else.
megalomaniacs. Okay, guys, we're looking forward to the rest of the offseason. Because me and Skip are right now in the off season. We're relaxing. Maybe next time you want to come out with like some sun visors, some suntan lotion, some zinc.
We might have to film outdoor, outside at the park some of these days.
We might have to just
down at Christie
chill,
Pitts.
sit in the pool and just film for you guys.
Yeah.
Because now it's off season. Now we're all about load management. But
we'll see. Once Kawhi inks that paper.
Oh my goodness! I know your hypertension.
That 1
is
+ 1, or that 5 years, whatever he wants.
Guys, let us know what you think. It's been a hell of an NBA season. It's been a roller coaster of a ride.
It's been a hell of a first season to the point.
Yeah, since we've been here since January 3rd, Skip.
Yeah.
Shout out to all you guys. We love you guys for sticking with us through the rest of the season. Watching our videos, sharing it, giving us shout outs. We love to give you guys shout outs too. We need you guys to interact with us a little bit more. We can talk to you guys. We want you guys to be a part of the show. It's not about us. It's about you guys. And about your 2018-2019 championship Toronto Raptors. That's what it's more importantly about. We hope all you guys enjoyed it. We hope you guys enjoyed us through the season. Me and Skip don't have any more games to cover until September. Unless you want to cover the Drew League in the summer, Skip.
October, pretty much.
Yeah, October. I gotta go through all that. Oh my goodness.
I mean, unless there's some preseason. Unless we need to do some preseason, but.
Me and Skip are gonna go ride a banana boat at some point this summer. I can't swim, so I might die. But guys, thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for getting us to 100 subscribers. Thank you guys for listening to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, being part of your day. This has been an absolute ride. This has been absolutely amazing. It's not about us. It's not about anybody else. It's about your Toronto Raptors. And that's all that matters, guys. On behalf of myself and Skip, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and
good night. Peace.